this opportunity to do a little bit of one-on-one training with you so that you're super comfortable and know how you can recommend this and how to use it properly. And also we'll touch on the Brazilian original so that you know point of difference. So very excited to have Valerie with us. She's with Brazilian Professionals, and I'll let her get started with you. So thank you for your time.
Hi, Valerie.
Thank you.
All right, my friends. So Brazilian Blowout Free is going to be your formaldehyde-free smoothing treatment, right? This smoothing treatment has zero burn off, zero irritation. So how many of you have done smoothing treatments before? Maybe original Brazilian Blowout?
Yeah.
Have you ever had irritation to the eyes? Right?
Yes,
Smoke
yes,
in the salon,
clearly,
all of
correct,
that. For
yes.
yourself as a stylist and the client as
Yes.
well, right? That's fair to say. With Brazilian Blowout Free, you don't have to worry about any of that. No irritation, no burn off, no smoke, no smell. There's no formaldehyde inside of this service. There's no methylene glycol. There's no glycolic acid. There's no glylocolate. We are not breaking the bonds of the hair, right? So this is not a relaxer. This is not a Japanese straightener. So with this service, it lasts for 12 weeks. So those of you that have used Brazilian Original, you know you get smooth, frizz-free hair for 12 weeks, silky, shiny. You can get rid of curl, smooth it out a little bit, or you can leave curl. It's very customizable. It blocks out your humidity problems. The hair's not gonna grow and get puffy, right? It keeps it in the style. It cuts your blow dry time in half. It makes the hair more manageable. It gives you color longevity, and the hair just is an overall healthier state, right? So all of that you are gonna get with Brazilian Blowout Free. You're gonna get the ability to maneuver your service with your schedule, so you can double book and make more money, right? So this takes off a lot of the pressure as the stylist because you're not having to do all of that work. This is a lot easier to do. But as we go through the steps, I want you guys to think of this as doing color. Application, processing, shampooing, rinsing, we're gonna call it glazing, conditioning, all of the things that we do with color, we're gonna kind of do that with Brazilian Blowout Free, right? So when you think about color and you think about color application, you may think, I may pull through the ends, I may not pull through the ends, right? All the same things that we would do with maybe a client that's getting color done, put your color hat on and think of it with this service. Everything that you know about Brazilian Blowout Original, kind of put that to the side and think of this as a brand new treatment, brand new line. If you guys have clients that maybe have sensitivity, right? Smoke, smell, they don't like perfume. If you're a stylist that doesn't like perfume, doesn't like to have that irritation, this is gonna be the treatment for you because you're not gonna have to worry about any of that irritation to the eyes, right? Zero burn off for the salon. So my clients that maybe like organic fruit, right? They shop at Whole Foods. They're gonna love this service because this is gonna follow that life. They're gonna be able to have that a little bit more comfort in knowing that they don't have to worry about ingredients, which is such a big word inside of salons right now, right? Everybody wants to be clean version of beauty and health. Our ingredient that is different from Brazilian Original is called guanidine HCl. Guanidine HCl, we're having it patented not just here in the States, but internationally, which is amazing because we know how strict the EU guidelines are. They're strict. You can't use the same products, right? This is going to be a treatment that nobody else is going to be able to use. There are formaldehyde-free services that are out there, right? They don't work. They stink. They're not getting the same result that Brazilian Blowout is getting. And that's just to be perfectly clear, right? Perfectly transparent. With Brazilian Blowout Free, you're utilizing guanidine HCl. We're elongating the curl pattern. We're not breaking it. So you're not going to get a line of demarcation. The client can get her service done and it's slowly going to go back to the way that it was. So if she has a little curl, the curl's going to come back. There's not going to be a grow out, right? So you're going to do these steps completely the same, maybe a little less processing, a little less passes with the flat iron, depending on what her end goal is going to be, right? Are we taking out curl or are we leaving curl? So with guanidine HCl, right, we're going to give her that elongating, we're going to give her the health benefits, but she can get multiple services done and get smoother and smoother and smoother if that's what she's wanting to, right? So with our service, I'm gonna start the video and we're gonna stop and start it and I'll show you guys some really good tips and tricks on how to do the service and really answer any questions. The main question that I get all the time is, what about color? When can I do color, right? Color can be done the same day if you're doing a root touch-up. Gray retouch, right?
Before,
Correct, yes. Root retouch, right? That's about roots.
Yeah.
That's not roots, right? That's a big root, right?
Yeah, they do come
Oh,
and
yeah.
say like, oh, I want just roots touch up, and it's
I
like,
know.
It's
you
not
know,
bad,
my
right?
line.
Let's be fair.
Same with the highlight too, right?
Say
Like
if-
when
yeah.
we do partial.
Right at that root, right? Anything over root is considered like a full service, right? That's fair. Like if you were doing low lights in my hair, roots to ends, you need to do 2 weeks before or 2 weeks after, right? The reason for that, guanidine HCl, our ingredient, goes inside of the hair shaft. Color goes inside of the hair shaft, right? That's a full house. That hair shaft's kind of full, right? We need color to stabilize. You need your Brazilian Blowout Free to stabilize, right? So if you're gonna do like, let's say a full color change, you wanted to take me to a level 2 chocolate brown with blonde highlights, right? 2 weeks before or 2 weeks after. But my client that's just a gray retouch, you do it the same day, do it first. The reason for that, and I will tell you guys, I've done full highlights with the service, right? You may get a half a shade of lift or change, color shift, right? It depends on the color line. Every color line is different, right? So you guys play around with it, but no going into it, could you get a half a shade change of color shift when doing a full highlight, low light, and Brazilian Free the same day? You could. They're both going inside of the hair shaft, right? That's a lot going on. So with color,
so I'm sorry for interrupting.
yeah, no,
So
this is over here.
that means that we're gonna change the color. Why
It
am
could.
I confused?
So
It's gonna change it a little bit, the shade.
root color, you're fine,
Okay.
right? If you're doing a full highlight and low light, right, 2 weeks before or 2 weeks after. Now, if you don't want to do it the same day because it could, right?
Even color all over.
Yeah,
Change.
color all over, it
It
won't
never
change,
happened
yeah.
with you. It always change.
Yeah.
It's
It
fair enough
turn
to say.
orange right away.
Could, yeah. It's a lot of heat.
Yes.
You're
yes,
using
okay.
a chemical service on the inside
Thank
of the hair
you,
shaft,
sorry.
you know. So, but if you're doing, let's say, a root color only, like
Only,
right
yeah.
there, you're fine.
You're
right?
So it's only like the issue is changing the color, right? Not like something else.
Right, no,
Okay.
yeah, totally. And everybody's color is so different.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, when we were doing our testing, we did Brazilian Blowout Free, giving the best smoothing possible. It wasn't every single color line that's out there to test it to see if it's going to shift color, right?
Yeah.
Some color lines may shift more than others. We don't know what you're using,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Okay.
And that's just fair. You know. When you're doing your Brazilian Blowout Free, you could glaze or tone after the service if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Because you can take her immediately after you're done with the flat iron, take her back and rinse her out and do a glaze or a gloss if you need to. So just kind of keep that in mind, which is nice because, you know, like a keratin, you can't get it wet for 3 days, right? Brazilian Blowout Free, we can get it wet
hold this way
whenever,
to record
whenever
the
that
voice.
you want to.
All this way because هذه إذا كان مقرب.
With your Brazilian Blowout Free and extensions, right? Extensions, you wanted to keep your service about a half an inch to an inch away from the bonds, just like you would any smoothing treatment. Do your extensions, apply it off of that scalp or wherever the bond is your sew-in is, right? Do it just below that, right? So I'm gonna jump into the service. When he is doing your step-by-step, he's gonna kind of switch between 2 models. One is gonna be a more coarse client, and then he has one that's a little bit more fragile. So we're gonna kind of go through both steps. But any of the really important things, and we're gonna talk about each step as we kind of go through. The first step is gonna be our microchelating shampoo. This is gonna be your prep shampoo. It has a little trigger spray on it, just like your original does. The main thing that I wanna really stress to you guys is that Brazilian Blowout Free shampoo has to be used with Brazilian Blowout Free surface. Ionic cleanser, the other one, has to be used with original. You can't mix. Like if you run out of one, you can't grab the other one, right? They do 2 separate things. This is cleansing any kind of impurities and minerals on the inside of the hair. Brazilian Original has its own cleanser that works on the outside of the hair, right? Remember, Brazilian Blowout Original is on the outside. Brazilian Blowout Free works internally, right? So they do apples and oranges. They do 2 completely different things, right? So just make sure when you're grabbing your shampoo, you just grab the
To
right
be
one.
exact. Yeah. Okay.
Main thing, that's the most important
Twice?
thing. At least 2. Yes.
But the color changes too. The color of the bottle.
It did,
So
yeah.
you cannot, you know.
Yeah.
That too.
My coworker, girl, I will tell you, he will grab the wrong bottle every single time. He doesn't pay attention, but I want to make sure that you guys know
Yes,
that
yes,
you don't want to
Mix
use, you don't want to mix. Yeah, just completely honest. Make sure you grab the one that says free microchelating, right? So I'm going to go in and then let him kind of explain a little bit. You see okay?
that the video? We're gonna find it in the
I'm
quote,
Alfredo
right?
Lewis, master colorist and
Yeah,
stylist.
this will give you a link.
And I'm so excited to share with you how to perform Brazilian Blowout Free, the industry's first patent-pending smoothing treatment formulated without formaldehyde that's proven to smooth and eliminate frizz for all hair types. It's a total game changer because it's the only smoothing treatment that's been scientifically engineered to work inside the hair and elicit smooth results by temporarily stretching disulfide bonds and disrupting weaker bonds, manipulating them into straight alignment without damage. And with over 5 years in development and 2,000 hours of testing on more than 1,500 models, Brazilian Blowout Free is the most rigorously tested and developed smoothing treatment that's been clinically proven to deliver smooth, frizz-free hair for up to 12 weeks while maintaining tensile strength and elasticity without altering color treatments. What's more, the Brazilian Blowout Free smoothing system meets stringent domestic and international cosmetic regulations, so you can confidently offer this treatment to everyone. You're gonna love how easy this treatment is to perform, the remarkable results, and how Brazilian Blowout Free appeals to your non-smoothing clients as well as attracts new clientele. And you know what that means? New money, creating an entirely new and continuous stream of service income. So, let's get started.